Hey guys, I'm Shawn of WebPianoTeacher.com. Today we're going to learn how to play Michael Buble. The song is called Lost. Let's take a listen. Can't believe it's over. All right guys. This is probably early intermediate lesson. So if you're an early intermediate or past that, or if you're a beginner who really wants a little bit of a challenge, then welcome. We'll try this. If you are a complete beginner, I recommend beginner lessons. I have 50 of those on my all-new Easy Piano Lesson series on WebPianoTeacher.com, designed for the super beginner, as my son calls them. Take you from the very basics and lead you up, hold your hand all the way, each step of the way as you get more advanced. So anyway, you can check those out. If you are a member of WebPianoTeacher.com, you can download my exact sheet that I'm using right here, or you can just view it on your iPad or device or phone and hook it up to a screen and blow it up like this, like I do, so you can really see everything very clearly. Anyway, let's get to work here. So right here I have on the board the intro. And by the way, you can watch all my part ones for free on my website without having to watch YouTube ad. That's kind of neat. But this intro here happens 2 times. You see the 2 there. So we're going to go through it twice, and then actually the singing will start after that. Okay, we got some sharps, so if you don't like sharps, don't be afraid of those. Let's get into it. The song I just taught had lots of sharps. We have sharps today for some reason. But you just got to play them for a while to get used to them. So that's what we're going to do. All right, let's take a look at the board. We're in the key of B now. Okay, I like to do things the key they're written in, instead of simplifying that. I find that these sharp keys and flat keys are easier because they guide your fingers. You can feel where you are. If you're on the white keys all the time, they all feel the same and you can get lost where you are. That's my feeling about it anyway. We're going to start with me making a correction on the board right away. As I don't see these things sometimes until I'm actually live teaching the video. I'm sitting here looking at it, playing through it. Whoops. So I'm going to correct that for us. And we're going to put an F sharp there and a D sharp. There we go. So that'll be corrected on your sheet. I don't export the sheet until I'm finished teaching. So you'll get the corrected copy. D sharp, F sharp, B. On the right, I'm going to use fingers 1, 2, 5. Left hand will be on a B octave. And then I'll put, let's see, a 3rd finger on that same B. The same B. You have a chord, and then kind of a melody. Da, 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 da. So 1, A sharp, B, D sharp with our 5th finger. So 1, bum, ba, dum, bum. As you're holding that D sharp with your 5th finger, you're going to hold it over, and then you're going to add D sharp, F sharp, A sharp. Don't worry about that B in parentheses. That's for later. We're not going to do that right now. Left hand then goes to an F sharp octave. So let's try that. Let's try that much at the beginning. And go 1. Right now, do not go on until that feels comfortable for you. All right, so a little advice on your practicing. A lot of people get frustrated because they don't take a small enough chunk to work on. They try too much at one time. We can't handle a lot at one time, can we? Like even in our day, we can only handle a certain amount of things. And if there's too many things, we begin to do the things that we're doing not as well because there's too much. We're getting spread too thin. Same thing with your music learning. Same thing with any learning. You want to take a good size that you can handle, that you can accomplish, okay? So as you're doing this, don't go on past that first measure until you feel comfortable with it. Repeat it. Repetitions, good repetitions, and then we'll move on, okay? So that's the way we want to practice everything. Even as you advance, that's the way I still practice things. If I have something that's difficult, A sharp, B, E sharp, to that next chord. Let's do it again. 1. Okay? Because there's more to playing piano than just someone showing you the keys. You need to be taught some things, and you can only be taught that if you have someone that's experienced, that has been there and can guide you along the way, and that's hopefully what I can do for you. E sharp, F sharp, A sharp. I'll use fingers 1, 2, 4, and then I'll go finger 5 to the B. Okay? There you go. We're going to add that on to what we already know. And go 1. Hopefully you can see my pedal there, Shawn. Is my pedal visible? Very good. All right, 1. Now the next one, we have another holdover note, G sharp with the 4th finger, and then I'll add B and E with my 1 and 2 fingers on the next measure. And then my left hand will go down to an E chord there. Done. Changing chords. Okay, so let's do that from the very beginning. Let's add that onto what we know. And go 1. All right, now you'll need to practice that until you're ready to go on. I'm going to move on now because I'm ready to teach the rest of it, but you don't have to go on. That's the beauty of these lessons, is you can hit pause anytime you want, and you can work on that and not move on until you're ready. And when you're ready, I'll be here. B, A sharp, B, F sharp. Now there's just a single B. I just hear a B on the thumb, then an F sharp. When you get to that F sharp, put your 5th finger on it, and then be ready for F sharp B. Below it with fingers 1 and 2, as the left hand goes to a G sharp. Let's add that on when you're ready. And go 1. Almost there. B, you may find the pedaling is kind of getting you in this. I'm going to give you some advice in a minute, but let's get through the notes. B, now C sharp, F sharp, B, 1, 2, 5. I'm going to go B to A sharp as I'm holding the other 2 notes. Left hand F sharp. Back to a B. This is for later. That's not this time through. There's a repeat later on of the intro where just a chord is played instead of that, but that's not this time. We're going to play just the big notes. All right, back to the beginning and go 1. And that's it. Now, it's going to repeat. See the 2 there? We go back. Here's a place where we're going to play the parentheses, the C sharp. I think that I hear the piano doing this. C sharp, B, maybe another instrument, but I really hear that C sharp prominently, so I put it. You don't have to do that. You can keep it the way it originally is. But I'm kind of very picky on those things, so I like to try to put them in there if they're in there. And I think I maybe hear a C sharp, B, C sharp, but I'm not sure if it's, I know I hear a C sharp, but I'm not sure if it's the piano or another instrument doing it. Here we go. 1. And I did it that second time, so I did the C sharp. On the pedal, watch my pedal. I'm going really slow. When you play the pedal, you want to go up, down as your hand goes down. See that? Up, down. Let me start again. 1. So your pedal starts down. I'm actually pedaling those 2 because I don't want those to blur. Hear that? A lot of people are just fine with doing that. And let that bother you. If you mix 2 melody notes like that, that should bother you. You can't sing 2 notes at one time. So why have a melody blur like that? Repeat. Because when you pedal, and I'm excited I get to talk about pedaling now. I never could teach that before because I didn't have a view that had the pedal in it. And now we do with the 3 camera angles. I hope you guys are loving the new set. But with pedaling, it's not only pedaling from chord to chord. Sometimes it's pedaling, or many times it's pedaling that melody on the right hand. You don't want that to blur either. All right, so when you're pedaling, you don't want that melody to be blurred and just hold it down the whole measure and then change the next measure. No, that's amateur pedaling. And it can really ruin some really good piano playing, some really good finger work if you pedal too much. So you have to watch that melody too. So a lot of times what you do is what's called finger pedaling. You'll keep the left hand down so that even if you lift the pedal, that note's still going. We don't lose it. Even though we're pedaling the right hand so it doesn't blur, that left hand is still down and it connects everything. All right, so there's a little tip for you with, called finger pedaling, where you keep that hand down and the foot's still going up and down to pedal something else, but we don't lose this left hand. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that part 1. Again, all the rest of the lessons for this are on webpianoteacher.com right now. See you on there. Talk to you later.